Welcome to the Outstanding Shift podcast with your host, Andrew Evans from Rosby Financial. I'm your producer, RJ Malik. Andrew, as always, good to see you. How are you?
Very well, RJ. How's your spring going?
It's up and down. It's one day nice, one day miserable. Yeah. Today is a nice day. So
right. Well, depending on when this one comes out, I mean, I think this might hit in June. So June is busting out all over.
June is nice. We like June.
I don't know. This might come out in May. We'll see.
Okay. I see you have two guests. So why don't you introduce them and tell us what you're going to be talking about on this podcast?
Absolutely. So here today, this is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. Whereas it's a nice interview back and forth, and we kind of stay on one path or what have you. But today, boy, I don't know how would we code this? How would we code this, Marie? What do we want to say here?
We're coding this as how to conference like a champ.
Yes. Yeah. So, Lori and Marie. I haven't known Lori that terribly long. I've known Marie now for a while. Marie works with us here at the RAA. Lori, you are at FMG professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. This is what you do as a host. You do these leading kind of questions to make it seem, very like that I know anything that I'm talking about. But we were just talking before you hit record. But you're in Charlotte, but you live but you're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I grew up right outside of Pittsburgh in Washington, Pennsylvania, actually. But I went to school at Robert Morris. Spent a lot of time. So Pittsburgh is my original home.
Bobby Mew. All right.
Yes.
That's right. Robert Morris University. So, hey, just as a quick note, at the time we're recording this, I will actually be heading up to Pittsburgh the following week to go visit with some clientele down in Greene County, down in Carmichael's. So, nice. I know Washington County. We know Greene County. We know Fayette. I'm from North Huntington. I'm from Westmoreland County. So Let's go Steelers. Also, right now,
yes.
let's hope that the Pens figure it out and they can come back from down 0-3 in the series. But we'll see. All right,
I have faith.
all right, ladies, if you could please, it's going to be great. Let's go Pens. It's going to be great.
Don't ever count out Cindy Crosby. That's what I've learned in my 17 years of watching that man.
Absolutely. So, Lori, could you give us a quick background of your background, and then Marie will do the same thing for you, and then we're going to launch right into this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than being from Pittsburgh, Lori.
Other than being from Pittsburgh, I have sort of an interesting background. I have not lived in this space like a lot of people who in it are. I started in the sports marketing world. So I was working at marketing agencies and then running sports marketing internally at some companies. So a lot in NASCAR, PGA, hockey, all of the fun stuff. And that's where I really learned how to conference an event like a champ. Switched careers about 7 years ago and started working at a startup in the life space. Loved it, which then transitioned me over here to lead demand gen for our enterprise team at FMG, where we are a marketing communications platforms really supporting advisors and all of their marketing needs, whether that's social, emails, texting, communications. We now just launched our testimonial product, which is fabulous. So all of that great stuff. It's a really fun place to be.
Excellent. Marie, quick background for you, please, for those that don't know.
Sure. Hi, I'm Marie, and I met Andrew at a conference. And so I live here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was a consultant for years, working at all the big banks here in Charlotte that you can probably list and name. I recently went to the dark side of sales about 2 years ago and started conferencing much, much more. I conferenced a little as a buyer, but now conferencing as a seller. And I do fractional sales now, supporting a variety of companies, including Rosby and Rosby Office.
Fantastic. Now, how did you two meet, and how was the bubbly?
So I walked into the airport lounge in an outfit, let's put it that way, and I'll let Lori describe the outfit. And Lori turns to me and asks me if I was going to this particular conference, to which I replied, Of course. I even did my nails to match. And we had a glass of bubbles there in the lounge, and she told me that she generally goes to this conference, and we got into an entire discussion about how to conference. Lori, you want to give your side of that?
Yeah, I mean, the outfit was amazing. It was a giant hat, very Miami-esque in appearance. So there were some assumptions made. I was actually traveling to Cancun, though. I worked at a lot of pre-work for my team that was heading to the conference, and we bonded over some not so solid bubbly and how we both think that conferencing is so important to do the right way. So that's kind of where this all came from. But it was a good conversation.
Excellent. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so here at the Outstanding Shift, we're always trying to find a way that helps people become outstanding in what they're doing or what they need to change to be outstanding. But we kick it off with a very heavy or a very driving question. So, Lori, this will go to you, and then we're all just going to have a chat about it. So, Lori, why are advisors terrible at going to conferences, and why can't they figure out how to best connect with humans when they're all together?
I think conferences aren't as easy as people think, right? So, number one is you've got to do pre work. You have to know your audience. You have to do a little bit of planning. You have to do pre outreach. Two, you have to be prepared to network. Conferences are fun, and some people get caught up in the fun and maybe forget about the reason that you're there for networking. You have to really understand the agenda, what sessions work for you, how you can meet people in those sessions and drive your conversations. There's just a lot that needs to happen. And then, of course, we get all the way down at the end. We have an amazing conference and we forget to do post conference. So I think that we could dive into each of those pretty detailed, and there's a lot of fun things that you can do and ways that you can do your pre, during, and post. But that's extremely important. If you miss any of those steps, it could really impact your results.
So here's what I heard you say: you have to do pre-work. You're not allowed to have fun, and it's all about then more work when you get home.
Correct.
That's what I heard.
That's exactly.
That's what I heard.
That's right.
that is it. That's
no,
you're successful.
No days off. No days off. You're working.
Yeah, there we go. Well, okay, so let's chat about pre-work, and so Marie, I know that you are you sit at that altar of pre-work because we've had we for the things we've done, you've done a lot of pre-work. So I'll say why don't you start it, and then I'll let the two of you go back and forth. Like say, let's see whose pre-work is pre-working. So,
ooh, I like it. I'm going to go out and say something kind of controversial, that the pre and the post work are more important than the actual conference itself. And I understand that the point is to like have an actual human connection at the conference, but you can get as much, if not more, out of the pre and post work. And again, if you like to Lori's point, if you don't do it, it will be like you met some really cool people and then nothing ever happened out of it without the pre and the post work. And what you can use is, even if you didn't even meet that person at the conference that you really wanted to meet, the pre and the post work can still connect you to the right people. And you still have that like shared experience of like, hey, did you get to meet Mark McGrath and take a picture with him and come back and talk about it later? And so you still end up having a connection with those people. So yeah, my sort of must do's for pre-work are like to, again, I'm going to echo a little bit what Lori said, but understand why you're going. Are you there to shop? Are you there to buy? Are you there to do both? Who do you want to meet? Get really prescriptive about that. And don't try to just meet everybody. Like really focus it down. If there's something you specifically really need and that you're looking for. So if you're an advisor and there's a certain problem you're trying to solve within your office, really think about that beforehand. Get a hold of that attendee list. Get a hold of that company list. Use your AI tools, run it through the AI tools to say, hey, I am shopping for an X. Who at this conference is the best person to talk to? And you'd be surprised at how helpful AI can be at like pulling through the thousands and thousands of names that are going to a conference and giving you a short list of like, you must stock down these 10 people. I literally walked around the last conference that I just did with a literal notepad, one pager that was like 10 people that I was going to find hell or high water and talk to them. And I got like 6.
It's
Not
pretty
to be
good.
creepy about it.
That's okay. Lori, what are you doing similar things? What are you doing for prep and execution on your pre-work? Like what are you looking for in your pre-work?
Yeah, so I do a lot of similar things, right? There's a lot of amazing tools that can help if you're working by yourself trying to prepare for the conference. I work with my sales team. I have a sales team I'm also preparing. So I love making sure that they have a clear understanding of who's going to be there. We review the conference list together and pick out key contacts that we want. We then go after them through different methods, whether it's email and LinkedIn. But the one thing that is like we forget is that these are people, right? What do you want to talk to people about? What do you want to know about somebody? Learn something about them. Like really put some effort into like trying to figure out why this person would want to speak with you, and then what do you have in common. So I like to do a lot of that, and to Marie's point, the AI tools are amazing for some of that as well. So I think that's really important, is don't lose the human aspects in your research, right? Like people are going to conferences to
So,
chat, they want to learn. Remember that.
yeah. So
I like
where are you getting like the pre-list? I have to say, as a conference goer myself, I find it to be a little hit or miss. Or are you coming at it from like you're a sponsor of the conference, so they give it to you, you are not an attendee, but do you have a feel one way or the other, or like where are you getting it? How's it working out?
Well,
Both,
for the
right?
conference creators out there, plug your ears for a minute. But you can use different AI tools to literally scrape the attendee list. You can get them from a friend who's going to the conference. There's always a way to get a hold of a conference list, even if you aren't the sponsor that's paying for it. So sorry, conference creators. I think you're probably all well aware of that by now. And then you can use, again, the AI tools and other data tools to enhance that list, getting LinkedIn's and things like that. So you're able to reach out to them on LinkedIn, especially if you've got like Sales Navigator and you've got a little more limits on what you can do with LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely. For
Lori?
mine, it's the same from my perspective, right? Like you can scrape any app that's out there now, and pull the list, and then just enrich the data, going after your targets and cleaning it. And you do want to be respectful. Like, don't be one of those people that spams people. Don't send somebody 20 emails. Nobody wants that. So when you're pulling the list, be respectful with it at the same
Oh,
time.
whatever.
I mean,
I
I'm
love
like the no
spamming people.
fun. I'm like the
That's
no fun, don't spam people person over here, Marie, and you are having a,
well, yeah,
like,
but you're
party.
all yeah,
I'm in the
but
one message and out too, Lori. One message and out. And if that's not enough, and I usually bait it like to your point about something human, like I'm low key going
Mhm.
to be at the ice cream cart. So like I'm going to find the people who are like, yeah. And then that's where that'll be. I always like to pick a fun meeting spot, like for several of the conferences in Vegas, like if they're in the
Mhm.
fall and it's football season, like I want to sit the sports book. So I'm happy to meet anybody at the sports book outside of like the construct of the overall conference. And so pick something that you naturally like and you're going to want to have fun or talk about. Or like I said, I'm happy to eat ice cream literally 18 times a day at a conference. So I will email
yeah.
everybody about eating ice
Well,
cream. And then if like 6 people want to eat ice cream, I'll eat ice cream 6
yeah, but
times
Lori said
a
no
day.
fun. But
Oh,
Lori said no
It's
fun.
work. It's
okay.
work. So you can have fun if you can eat ice cream if you're
Well,
meeting.
But we're still working.
yeah. So
That's
Lori,
right.
do you utilize like a do you utilize like one of those like LinkedIn bots that kind of pings somebody and then it does a follow up, or are you directly doing it yourself?
So it's a mixture of both. We always like to raise awareness that we're there. So for that would be more of an automated campaign that we would set up. But when we're wanting to really like meet and do that one-on-one outreach, those are all personal. They're personally crafted and sent out as well. So it's a mix to be able to hit a broader, larger group. Because I think the other thing that's important about conferences is yes, you need to go there with your target, but you should think of every conversation as a strategic conversation. So just because it may not be your direct target doesn't mean they can't introduce you to somebody. It might be a new technology that you can learn about that you may not understand. So I think that that hitting a larger group is great, and trying to set up with meetings even outside maybe your targets is good, but keep focus on those key people, and those should be much more personalized in your outreach.
So do you find that it you kind of fall? Is there are there traps? Is there a trap that you fall into? Okay, you did your pre-work, you're getting out there, and then what's the thing that derails you, and it's like, shoot, I shouldn't have come. Maybe I should go. Maybe I need to do this, or what's a trap that I shouldn't have gotten into this session or anything like that.
Fun derails you. No, I'm kidding. That you should be having fun doing all of this.
I would say it's the. Oh,
good.
Yeah, you should be having fun the whole time. I would say, for me, it's the speaker series. Those are, to me, those are little extra treats. Those are the fun. It's because I'm not there to sit and listen to someone speak as much as I want to see them. I mean, sometimes it's really hard. And so I limit myself to just the one or two that are the most relevant to whatever I'm working on, because every minute counts in terms of meeting people, even if it's not scheduled meeting times. Every minute you should be roaming around thinking about pulling out the list out of my purse of okay, where do I think I can find this person, whether it's at their booth or whether it's through a friend, hey, Andrew, have you seen so-and-so? I'd really like to meet them in person. This is my one opportunity to do so. Yeah. And so having a conference buddy can also, that's another one of my tips, is to, during the conference session of that, I would say, go easy on the attending the actual speakers. Now, if you're there to learn content, you have a very different MO. But if you're there to network and to build your relationships, if you're in sales in any capacity, I think speaker events, you don't get to partake in that fun. You're better off hanging out at the bar early and talking to people than going to the speaker events in terms of productivity. So you just substitute one fun for another.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. The sessions are good. And if you're going to take time going to a session, you need to come away with something. So that could be posts for on LinkedIn. That could be information that you're then driving an after message with. But be intentional. Don't just sit there, take notes. Don't think you're just going to remember if you are going to a session. But Marie, I agree 100%. A lot of people are there to network. So learn what you need to, but then make sure that you're spending the time, putting the time really into conversations wherever you can.
Right. The last session I attended, I literally was writing a note to the speaker on stage that I wanted to network with really bad on LinkedIn while she was talking, so that when she got my message, it was very relevant to exactly what she said, and kind of use that as a way to capture my notes. That was my hack. It's just she's literally talking and that's a great another point. I should recopy down what she says to herself as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, that Lori, you said a pretty good word there. Being intentional. So intentional, an intentional conferencer, and mixing that with the idea of content. I would think by now you probably have some pretty solid do's and don'ts in terms of creation of content, being intentional. What runs through your brain, when you are sitting there, you're having a little chat on the side, and you're like, oh, this is pretty good. What do you think about before you post or don't post? What's the go no go signals for you?
I think it depends a little bit. It could be your brand, right? Who you are as a person. Some people have built their brand on social, and they know what to post and not post. So you want to always stick with that. The one thing that we all know is that if you're going to post and you're at a conference, do an image with people. Try to get an image with that speaker, a photo with the speaker or with other people in the group, because those are going to outperform anything you're doing. So it's not just being intentional about something that may make sense or be out there for the industry as a thought leader or provoking. It could be provoking too. I've worked with people who just like to do more provoking content versus thought leaders. Figure out who you are and then do it. The only thing that's going to hurt you is not doing it, right? Not sharing, not being on social, not trying to build your brand is really the only thing that is going to hurt you in those kind of situations.
Yeah, I always had and I've talked about it on this podcast before. advisor I used to work with, you'd never see any advertising by him, didn't do radio spots, nothing like that. But you would see him out and about around Pittsburgh. Because he was always at some sort of an event, at a sporting event, at some thing down at, maybe he's showing up at Phipps Conservatory, maybe he's down at Heinz Hall doing something, but you just see him. And I feel like, that's a good lesson for anyone. I think anyone from a marketing standpoint is that, clients, prospects, potential, people coming into your firm, whatever it is, they like to see that you're around, that you're doing things. But in our day and age, when everybody's posting everything on the gram, or they're putting it on Snapchat or whatever, like there has to be a blend or a sensitivity there of like, okay, well that's too much. You don't want to turn everybody into haters because you're out to Vegas every other day, or you're hitting up Dallas for some big event. So what to the two of you, what do you kind of feel like a balance is there for content, FOMO, not making people feel bad about how they don't get to go to fancy places like the Kansas City airport?
We don't need a live stream of the whole event. Like there's that of like the over poster. I think that the human elements of it that you post that are different, like whether that's faux pas, you broke a flip flop, I don't know, something bad happened. It's sort of human and funny, and like there are miserable parts of conferencing too. Those posts get a lot more traction. So I would say like try to keep it real, try to keep it human, and like to Lori's point, keep it on par with your brand. Another faux pas I want to add in a questionnaire can we add in a questionnaire to the audience? So recently I was told to get some of these. These are the little like wearable microphones. So when your conference has speed dating, you can like clip this on and like record the entire conversation. Like now that we're recording all these conversations in our Zoom calls, do you guys think it's a faux pas to record during a conference during speed dating? Or do you think it's too much and people aren't going to share if you're wearing one of these? Do you have to ask in advance, like, hey, can I record us chatting? Or do you just like hide it on your shirt? Just curious what you guys think.
That's such a good question, right? I am a person who thinks that AI recorders are a necessity at speed dating, but I also am a person who likes to be like, hey, can we record the conversation? Because I don't think there's going to be anything in that 5 to 10 minute conversation we have during speed dating that is going to be so off the cuff that you're not going to say it, right? Because that whole meeting is just an intention to get another meeting. That's my goal, is to learn what you are and to get a meeting. I do think somebody should be aware that they're being recorded, and it should be respected if they don't want. I don't think most people, I haven't come across a lot of people that minded it. If you are not able to record though, and not,
have you done it?
Yeah, at meetings, yes, yeah. Have I recorded meetings notes at meetings? Yeah, absolutely. I have a little AI recorder.
I mean, like at a specific,
like
with an AI recorder. I have a little AI recorder, note recorder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I just got my new AI glasses
cool.
that can record. I can record from these now. So I could just wear these and record.
I was going to ask if you've elevated to the glasses that actually like video record it. But I was just talking about the audio, like the little audio recorders that people can wear. They do
I'm getting
the
glasses. I'm going back to to Google Glass.
These are great.
That's awesome.
It'll answer if you ask me questions, it'll answer
Glass.
it for me in the lens too. So I can answer. You can ask me questions.
Oh my
I could have put it
gosh.
on for this whole. I could have had AI answer all my questions for us today. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe would have gotten more fun out of it. I don't know.
Man, here we are in 2026, and there you are in 2078. Holy cow! You should have done it. Maybe we should just do another podcast about your glasses. That's so cool.
Right. I knew when I met Lori that she was next level about conferencing, and she was going to be cutting edge of all the tools. I mean, this is her job.
That's
but
awesome.
Now you guys know. So if you see me at a conference,
sorry, we kind of got off topic there with the glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when anybody sees Lori at a conference, she's wearing her glasses. Hey, don't let her play bar trivia that night.
Very fair. Put those away for the trivia night.
Yeah, no trivia night for you. No, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Lori, any faux pas from your standpoint? Obviously, you like to record and wear your glasses around and things like that. But anything that stands out as like a, ugh, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I think you have to be respectful to people. If somebody doesn't want to have a chat with you, you have to be okay with that. Like, don't push it or force it. I do like tracking people down. I'm a huge fan of carrying around photos and trying to find people and looking at badges, right? So I'm not saying don't pull that out. I'm saying, like, if you start talking to somebody, you can tell that they really just
Right.
don't want it. Just move on. Move on and follow up next year. Put it on your notes. Maybe next year is a better time. That's probably my biggest
Right.
faux pas outside of over emailing or over reaching out pre or post as well. Take hints, be respectful.
You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely take the hints. Don't follow people around. Like Lori said, you get your
don't
shot. If you
stalk
didn't,
people. Come on, everybody.
don't over. I mean,
Don't
like I'm
stalk.
stalking them, but you
Kind
don't.
of
Once you
stalking.
No,
get
like
in
stalk,
front of them,
Like don't stalk,
stalk. Yeah.
You could professionally stalk them, but don't stalk.
I'm more of
people. Come on now.
It's more of a search and pitch, and then walk away, and then
Yes.
take your hints. There you go. But don't stalk. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
bad.
don't stalk. Actually, I was gonna ask something. Oh, so when we were, Lori, were you at Future Proof?
I was not, because I was in Cancun while you all were working at Future
Oh,
Proof.
that's right. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Right. My. That's right. That's where we were all going. I thought I was thinking of the other thing, the other conference that Marie's going to. There was and oh gosh, now his program is slipping my mind. But he himself wasn't. He and Marie, you're going to remember this. The guy who was pitching his advisor platform, but he had big laminated screenshots of his platform, and when you would sit down with him, he had a dry erase marker, and he would just literally draw on it, and then could wipe it off, and then he's ready for the next one. I was just like, that's great. Now here's the downside. I don't remember the program, but I remember the guy, but I don't remember the program. So that's innovative. But then Marie and Lori, I'll say to you, if I remember the guy and what he did, but I don't remember the thing, thoughts, concepts around like, hey, this is what you missed. This is what we can mix into that.
Remembering is a success on his part. You can get anything to get just enough memory that when you do your post work of at least following up at least one time with people, again, I wouldn't email them over and over again, like take the hint, but an email or two just to see once you talk to them, then you're gonna remember him, and hopefully they remember you too, so that you can have a follow up conversation. So you probably take his follow up note when he emails you, right, Andrew?
I would.
That was my
Right.
question, right? Was there post? Because it's not always on you to remember exactly what was being sold. It's on the person who is selling it or pitching you or a part of it to make sure they're following up to remind you. So if he did something really cool like this, like I had a CTO who loved to whiteboard. He was brilliant at it, right? We'd go to conferences. I had a smart whiteboard that would snapshot what he whiteboarded, and we could email it to the people. That's how you do it. Here's what we talked about in our call, right? That's how you would elevate that to the next level. That's where the post, where, Marie and I were talking about earlier, pre and post are so important, because somebody might be meeting 20 different vendors, at a time, and it's hard to remember exactly who did what. So that's what I would do. I would add an element of follow-up imagery and send away.
Okay. So Lori, we're coming up on our time here, but I think this is a good way to exit out. I don't think it's just it's really like not necessarily like the post conference activity. It's more, how do you prepare while at the conference for the post? And I think you started to touch on that. So what are some really excellent things to do, easy to do, to prepare for post conference while still there? Because I think if you don't do that, like
Yes.
this guy, like I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. I remember him. I remember his program, but he didn't really do anything, and I haven't gotten anything back from him after. So with that in mind, like what do you do to prepare for post while there?
So I think that's actually a great question. And I think it depends on who you are as a person and how you remember things. I'm very visual. So I like to take pictures of everything, pictures of a name tag that then I put a note next to. I always write notes down. I remember a lot, so I don't have to go back to my notes, but I find that writing those notes down makes me remember even more. So take notes, take pictures if that's how you remember things. Make sure that you're sending, if you don't have anything with you, send yourself a text, like whatever you have in front of you. If you forgot your regular note keeping thing, get it down, get it out, and then go have your fun, right? Fun starts after your notes are down.
I think that like getting LinkedIn connected there on the spot is an absolute key.
Yes.
And keeping that LinkedIn log while you're at a conference can show you everybody you met in order that you met them, whether that was an officially scheduled event or whether you just bumped into them at the ice cream stand. Another thing I like to do to Lori's point is I'm very visual. And so if I'm having a really engaging personal conversation with someone where we like went off the rails and we weren't even talking about work at all, we're going to have to start over with what we do. But what I like to do is get their cell phone number by doing like the touching phones thing and then take a selfie with them and then send it to them. So it gives them both content for their LinkedIn. And then it also gives them a visual reminder of like, oh yeah, that girl, I remember that fun conversation we had. Oh yeah, we didn't talk anything about what we actually do. So that's okay, but she was fun. So hopefully we'll have another conversation. I'm just trying to get them to talk to me again.
Yep.
And so any way that helps them remember that we were enjoying this the first time, let's carry on and then see if there's a way to partner together. That's what I'm aiming for.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, ladies, we've come to the end of our time. I have to call it because, as you know, our producer RJ, though we love him so, he chastises me for running over. He's a stickler, but we need somebody to be, or we could just keep going. So, RJ, why do we have to end so soon?
Well, you've gone far enough, I think. And before you go, though, we need contact information. Lori, we'll start with you. How can people get in touch with you?
You can email me at lori.zinaich, Zinaich, at fmgsuite.com. Also on LinkedIn, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I am one of the people that use LinkedIn a lot. That is a great way to find me. I'm very responsive on that as well.
Excellent. Marie?
Same, Marie Loudin on LinkedIn. I think I'm the only one, so pretty easy to find. And my phone and email are both on there, so I'm very easy to stalk myself. So reach out. Or marie.loudin@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to remember.
Okay. Andrew?
Well, we started changing up a bit. So come and find us, find me over on our fractional services business, the R office side of the house. Come see all the cool things we're doing over there. You can catch me at Evans at R, the letter R, Evans at roffice.team. And come on over to the website, roffice.team. Come see what we're doing.
Excellent. Thank you all. And most importantly, thank you for listening to the Outstanding Shift podcast. If you've not subscribed to the podcast, please click the subscribe button below. This way, when Andrew and his team comes out with a new podcast, it will show up directly on your listening device. And we humbly ask you to share this podcast, rate it, and leave a review because this actually helps others find it. Again, thank you for listening. And for Andrew, I'm RJ Malik, and we look forward to you joining us for the next Outstanding Shift podcast.
Thank you for listening to The Outstanding Shift. Don't forget to hit the follow button to be notified when new episodes become available. Visit our websites at www.roffice.team, www.rossbyfinancial.com, or give us a call at 321-209-0111. The information provided in this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You should consult a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions.